Hello everyone, welcome to another video of FFL 24/7. Today's video is going to be packed with another exciting and sensational update about Bitcoin. And the reason we are reviewing the Bitcoin chart today is because there are obviously a lot of exciting things happening in the news and overall and also in the charts. So obviously if you guys have been following the news, so all Bitcoin ETFs have been recently approved by SEC. And trading for those Bitcoin ETFs is now currently live at Nasdaq. And the reason we are reviewing Bitcoin chart today is because there are a lot of people who are wondering, so what does it mean for the price now that all Bitcoin ETFs have been approved? So why Bitcoin is selling off? What is going to happen to the price? Are we going to go to the new all-time highs, or we are at least going to meet the previous all-time highs, or we are going to crash back down? So this is just going to be another sell the news event. So all of these exciting updates are packed in this video in a quick and concise manner. So if you are planning to buy into Bitcoin ETF, or if you are planning to go into Bitcoin and buy it as a whole coin, so you might want to watch out these two updates that I want to share with you guys, because there is also a clear warning that I have been seeing in the Bitcoin chart that I wanted to share with you guys. So if you are planning to buy, just hold on. There is a very good reason why the price is acting this way. So if you guys notice at the bottom, so the volume is building up very nicely. We are seeing some very heavy volume coming in over the last few days or over a last couple of weeks, you can say, because of all the Bitcoin ETF hype that was created by the media and social media all over the news. So everyone was on the hook watching what is going to happen with the Bitcoin. So if you guys have followed social media, so there were like a lot of fake news floating around the Bitcoin ETFs, and this is sharp wake that the sell off and the buy from the bottom and the bounce that we saw in these last couple of days was just fake news releasing into the market, and so much of the exciting action happening. So what it means for the price now that the Bitcoin ETF has approved. So I know a lot of people are speculating that now we are going to go to all-time high, or we are going to sell off and go crash back down. So what is going to happen? So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, because there is a clear warning in the charts, but that might be a good news in the store. So first, I want you guys to focus on this chart. So we were in a clear bullish flag pattern that we kind of eventually broke out, obviously because of all the hype, thanks to all the hype that Bitcoin ETF provided, and it finally eventually got approved. If you guys notice, so I have this resistance drawn up for a long time, 48k. So I did point it out. So even if we do break out from this flag breakout, the stopping point, the rejection and the resistance possibly is going to be this 48k level, and that has clearly played out very nicely in this candle that you guys can clearly see that happened on 11th of January. This 48k level, guys, is not just any ordinary resistance. So there is a very cool and exciting update that I want to share with you guys. So first, let me zoom into this pattern. So when we zoom into the 4-hourly chart, the picture becomes a little bit more clear. So are you guys seeing this sharp wicks that are coming in? So we are seeing a very nice bounce from the bottom at this 44k level. So 44k was a clear, very heavy resistance that we were tracking for a long time that Bitcoin price is going to reach. So since 28k, we were tracking that Bitcoin is going to reach this 44k level. So we eventually did break out above this level, and we did reach this level. And now we have to test this as a support before we can make any significant move upwards. And in this case, you guys can clearly see on 10th of January, we did like a very strong bounce, and the price is reflected back up from this 44k level. But again, 48k above is also a very major resistance, but that is no ordinary resistance. I want to show you guys something very cool. So this is the daily chart of Bitcoin we are looking at. So this 48k level, why this 48k level was very critical, let me show you guys. Let's zoom out and go all the way back what is happening. Do you guys see it now? Why this 48k level was a rejection point? Why the price got rejected at this 48k level? Because it has acted as a very strong resistance in the past, back in March 31st, 2022. So are you guys seeing what I'm seeing here? So if this is to form an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and this is the head, and we are kind of about to maybe possibly make the right shoulder of this inverse huge head and shoulders pattern. And that is the reason why I think this level of 48k is not any ordinary resistance. So I have been pointing out, so I was expecting the price is gonna push up to around the 51k level. So there is actually a possibility, because this a small flag that they are making in around here. So this has a potential to break out to all the way to 51k. So that is what actually I was expecting. So if that would have happened, it would have formed another very bullish confirmation for a long-term price action. But it is going to be still interesting to see over the next few days if we are going to reach that level. So 51k is another level that I am watching, that should be the max level that the Bitcoin should be going for now if for a long-term price action. Are you guys seeing something around here? So this is kind of like a heavy demand zone for Bitcoin that is sitting right around the 38k level, between 36 to 38k level. So this is going to be a very heavy demand zone for Bitcoin, and that also coincides with forming the right shoulders for this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So there is a huge possibility that we are going to see some sell-off, and we will be seeing a pullback to around the 36 to 38k level. So there is a huge possibility for the sell-off to come in. But again, this is going to look like a crash, but again, like I said, this is going to be a possibly very good news if we see a very strong bounce from this heavy demand zone that we see around here between 36 to 38k level. Again, that is going to confirm our bullish thesis of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and if it does break out, it has a huge potential to go back to the all-time high. So this, if you see the length of this head and shoulders pattern, so this, if this breaks out fully, this puts us exactly to near around the all-time high that the Bitcoin has reached around the 65k level, guys. So this is just not a coincidence. So this is all just perfectly lining up. This all seems like very pretty much scripted what they are doing with the price action, guys. So the news is just a distraction. They are leaving the hints in the chart for us. So do you guys see this resistance, how we got rejected at this 48k level so perfectly? That is why I think that this is going to be a heavy rejection area, and we can possibly see a pullback to around 38k level, and that will be a heavy demand zone, and the buyers are possibly going to step in heavily around that area. And now obviously, because we have the ETFs approved, so the demand for Bitcoin is going to increase more likely exponential. So what I am thinking is what I have seen in the charts. I want to show you guys something very cool. So if you measure the distance from this all-time high to this 48k rejection level for the left shoulder, so this is like 140 bars, right? So, and again, if you measure the distance from this 48k rejection to the possible again previous all-time high, and to the distance of around 140 bars, so that comes in around end of May, like 29th of May 2024. So that is where I'm possibly expecting the Bitcoin to hit its previous all-time high. So again, this is all just not a coincidence, guys. Like all the stars are pretty much lining up. Do you guys know what else is happening in the month of May? Bitcoin halving. So we are going to see our next Bitcoin halving in the May 2024. That is the anticipated date for the Bitcoin next halving. That is going to be a major event, and all the previous bull runs have been coincided with the Bitcoin halving as well. So this is all just lining up pretty nicely and pretty perfectly. So it's like pretty much they are playing the script. The news is just a distraction, guys. So the charts are telling us a clear signal. So we are possibly going to see a sell-off and crash down to 36k level or 38k level, and from there we are expecting buyers to step in. And again, the Bitcoin ETFs, they are going to provide a very heavy demand in that area, and that is going to possibly around the month of May and June. I am expecting we might be heading towards our previous all-time high of around 65 to 66k level. So again, zooming back into the current price, so we can clearly see the rejection at the 48k level, guys. But I was expecting we were gonna hit at around the 51k level, but that so far has not happened. So it might still happen, because we do have this bullish flag pattern still playing out, and if they do break out, we have the potential to hit 51k, and from there I am expecting a sell-off. So there is a possibility we are going to see a sell-off now, or possibly we are going to continue and head towards the 51k, where there we might be seeing some rug pull happening, because if we cross 50k and 51k, everyone is going to start thinking that we are heading towards the all-time high, because and that is maybe when they are going to do a rug pull. And this is 38k to 36k level, so this is like pretty much riding on the wall. This pull pullback to this 38k level has to happen either now, or we hit 51k and then come back to this level. So what I am thinking is, if they push the price up to 51k, that is like trapping more people in the longs and getting more liquidity out of that for this crash to happen, and for obviously for them to have even more momentum to buy around this heavy demand zone area and to push the price to the next all-time high that we are expecting around the halving time. That is going to be around May and June. And this is, again, just to repeat, that is not a coincidence. So that is matching around the same time period that we did this previous all-time high to this 48k rejection level on the left shoulder. If we make the right shoulder to the next all-time high around the same period, that is just coinciding perfectly with the Bitcoin halving in the month of May and June. So that is all I quickly wanted to share with you guys about Bitcoin, guys. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.